yeah, presenting this. Just tap. Alright. Alright. Good. This is the one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Alright, good. So, let me just clear the frame first. Yeah. I should be looking at your work. I have looked at your work already. Pretty good, but some of the methods, right? I don't know. Some of the methods you learn from.
I read it in the textbook.
Oh, okay. So the first few example is combination. Okay, combination of fraction. Okay, so combination of fractions. This part I think you learn it in your even your P1 or no even your P5 and P6. So example, if you have half plus 1/3, so what are you going to do with this half plus 1/3?
Edit.
Yep. Can you complete this? Just yeah. When I'm writing, you can also like join. You can also write on it. Can you do this? Half plus 1/3. No, don't use your calculator. Okay. This is for you to do it manually. Alright. Alright, okay, this is good. Yep, very good. So do you know what you have done here? This part? What is this technique called? Or what according to you, what is this technique called?
I'm changing the denominator.
Yeah, you basically you have changed the denominator here, right?
Yeah.
Actually, the technique is called make the denominator the same. Make the denominator the same. Alright, so this technique is called make the denominator the same. So can you see that by times 3 both to the numerator and the denominator, and times the 2 and times the 2 both to the numerator and the denominator, you have transformed both to the same denominator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember this technique. It's called you make the denominator the same. Okay, so this is called make the denominator the same. So this is the simple addition of fraction. Okay, so if I change this plus to minus, so what you need to do?
Minus it.
Can you change this accordingly? You don't have to erase. I mean, you just erase accordingly. Your turn to write.
Done.
Good. Okay, so if you look at this, so plus minus, so you just have to make the denominator the same, and then if it's minus, you just change the minus, right? And then 3/3 minus 2/6 is 1/6. Alright, so you just change the minus accordingly. So over here we are talking about combination of fraction, meaning addition or subtraction. Okay, then you use this technique called make the denominator same. Alright, are you clear before I move on? Okay, good. What if you have this times. Go ahead. It's for you to work on this. Are you working on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How do you get this? But you need to show me. Okay. You don't jump step. Okay. Don't jump step. Write another step. Can you erase your work? How do you get this? How?
Just times
Just show one more step. Show by writing it. Just write it out. Yes. What's in your mind, just write it out. Alright? Alright, cool. Okay, good. So what you have done here, by the way, this is called multiplication. Multiplication of fractions. Okay, so for multiplication of fractions, right, you don't change it to the same denominator. Alright? Instead you times. Alright, you times the numerator and you times the denominator, and then you get this. Okay, are you clear? So
yeah.
can you see the difference between multiplication of fractions and addition or subtraction of fractions? Okay, so you don't mix these two up. If you mix these two up, you are going to end up with the wrong answer going forward. So you know what you should do when it comes to this, okay, addition and subtraction, and of course this multiplication of fractions. Okay, next, what about division? How do you do division? Go ahead. You can use the eraser now. So you can use the calculator only now. Nice, very good work. Alright, so for division, right? For division, okay, this is the step. This is the key step. Alright, so what you have done here? Can you tell me what you have done here?
I split the
Yes. So when you divide by a fraction, okay, you times, okay, you time or you multiply. You multiply the flip version of it. Are you clear?
yeah.
Alright. So I have gone through how you add or minus, which is here. The technique is called make the denominator the same, and multiplication of fraction. Multiplication of fractions is the simplest. You just have to times both the numerators and the denominators. And next, when you divide a fraction, okay, you multiply the flip version of it. Alright, so are you clear? So I've gone through how you combine fractions, okay, or the 4 operations of fraction. Alright, so I've gone through these basic fractions combinations with you. Then next, what we need to do is we just have to, over here they are all fractions without letters. Can you see? Without letters, right?
Yeah.
You know what we could have done is, then just add a letter to it. Half a minus 1/3 a. So how this addition of a into each fraction change? How will this change the question? Can you continue from here? I have added a here, letter a to half. I've put in a, not add, like put in the a into 1/3 and put in a to half. So how will this change the question? Can you answer me why? Why?
Because
Mm.
those two has an A, so we have to like put the A in the final answer as well.
Okay, so probably let me just just go to a clean. Let me go to a clean one. Okay, good. So if you are having a letter A, right, to each fraction, how do you read this? Okay, so this one is considered half A. Okay, half A means what? Half A means half of A. Alright? Can you repeat this? Half A means half of A.
Half A means half of A.
Why I say so? Because what's the meaning of in mathematics? Multiply, right?
Yeah.
So if of means multiply, so half of A means half multiplied by A, right? Are you clear?
Yeah.
So that means half A means half multiplied by A. Are you clear? So by the same token, 1/3 A is 1/3 times A. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, so if you start, so basically, right, over here you start with A, right? Can you see you start with A? So if you start with A, so your answer should end up with A as well. Are you clear? Are you clear? Are you clear or not? Okay, so if you start with A, your answer should end up with A. So for this subtraction, okay, you start with A, you end up with A. So similarly, if I have added an A here, right, so how will this change the question? Can you continue from here? Are you working on it already?
I'm looking.
How? You're thinking how to do, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you think you need to change the calculation of the numbers?
No.
Yeah, you don't have to. I have added in. I'm not. Let me not use the word add. I have put in A. Yeah. For both. Okay. Do you think you are correct? Okay, what you have done here? Can you tell me what you have done here? Just for the numbers, what you have done here?
I placed an A.
Again?
I placed an A on the.
No. I say for the numbers. I'm not talking about the letter A yet. I just want you to focus what you have done for the numbers here.
I times.
You times?
Each number.
You times the number each. So basically you times the numerator, you times the denominator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So when it comes to this question, when it comes to this question, okay, the question has changed. So when it comes to multiplication of fraction, what's the rule? You say just now what you say? The rule is you times the numerator and then you times the denominator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now, can you, okay, so let me erase here first. Okay, what I want you to see is half A is half times A, right? Am I right? Are you convinced? Half A is half times A. Are you convinced? Half A is half times A. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So no, you must agree. If you don't agree, that means we cannot go on. Okay? Okay, if you are unsure, okay, you can say you are unsure. Okay? So half A is half times A. So half times A, right? Half times A, if I ask you to write it in another format, so half times A. So can I ask A, what is A? A is A over 1, right? If I give you A is it A over 1? Can you see that A is A over 1? Okay, so if you have half times A, so it's half times A over 1. So if you have half times A over 1, so how do you do multiplication? How do you do multiplication? What's the rule?
Times the numerator.
So you times the numerator and then you times the
denominator.
exactly. So you end up with 1 times A is A, 2 times 1 is 2. So basically your half A, right, becomes A over 2. So your half A, right, becomes A over 2. So let me not erase your work first. Let me just do it here. So becomes A over 2. Okay, so let me do the same for 1/3 A. So I erase this part. Okay, this is something new. You have to get it. So 1/3 A. So what is 1/3 A? 1/3 A is 1/3 times A. Do you agree? So 1/3 A is 1/3 times A. So 1/3 times A is also 1/3 times A over 1, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
So if you have 1/3 times A is 1/3 times A over 1, so you just use the technique for multiplication, times the numerator together, times the denominator together, then you will get A over 3. Are you clear?
Yeah.
So this is A over 3. So once you transform this question into A over 2 times A over 3, and you will realize what? You will realize that A times A above, 2 times 3 below. So you will end up with A squared on top. A times A is A squared. Okay? A times A is A squared. A plus A is 2A. Alright? You need to be clear with this, We talked about this last time. Alright? So A times A is A squared, then 2 times 3 is 6. So this is the answer. So the answer is A squared over 6. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Are you clear? Are you clear or not?
Yeah.
Okay. So your answer, your previous answer is right or wrong? Hello? Right or wrong? Here. Right or wrong? You just compare.
Wrong.
Wrong. Okay. So why you are wrong? Why you are wrong? Okay. This is my method, right? This is my method. Do you know why your method is wrong? Why here is wrong? Do you know why yours is wrong? Do you know why or not?
Because
Continue.
the A, I put it at the side.
You put the A at the side, okay, and then? By the way, how do you do multiplication for fraction? You times numerator and you times the denominator together, right? So
Yeah.
can you not see you have an A here? You also have an A here. What do you think? So since you times the numerator together, you times the denominator together, and they both have the A, so does it make sense for you to times the A together also?
Yes.
Does it make sense for you to times the A together also?
Yeah.
Yep. So if you times the A and A together, so you have A times A at the back, and then you have A times A at the back, and then if you continue, you will end up with 16 A squared. So 16 A squared is equal to A squared over 6. Okay, so that's how you do multiplication. For multiplication, if you just want to remember it easily, you just multiply everything together. Okay, so for this, you multiply the numbers first. Okay, so you multiply numbers first, and then for this part, you multiply the letters. Are you clear? You multiply the letters. Cross means times. Multiply the letter. So basically, if you are asked to do multiplication of, this is called algebra, you multiply the numbers first, and then you multiply the letters second, and then later on, then you combine the two together. Are you clear?
Yeah.
So let me give you another example. So if you have like half A times 1/3 B, so what is the technique? You multiply the numbers first, right?
Yeah.
And then you multiply the letters
The letter.
second, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you will end up with this, right? Can you see? Okay, so once you get this, so this is 1/6. This is AB, right? Okay, and then this is the times is here, right? Can you see the times is here? So your times, you bring it down, so you will end up with 16 AB. This is one answer. Or, so AB, if you times AB, right? Can you see AB is what? AB over 1? Hold on, they say I run out of how come so funny? Hold on, let me click some of the apps first. Okay, good. Okay, so can you see that 16 times AB is AB over 1? Can you see this step?
Yeah.
So if AB over 1, right? So, okay, let me just show you, okay, instead of showing you here, let me show you on the side. So 16 over AB is 16 times AB over 1. So if you have this, so you times the numerator together, you times the denominator together, you will end up with AB over 6. So are you clear?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so this is it. So these two are the same answer. All right, very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, can we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about division? What about division? So let me just can I copy this? Copy, no, not sticky note. So instead of times, what if I change this to divide? Let me go to the next slide. Half a